Let's give the 4141 a roll and see how it holds up against the 7. Stay tuned. There's an endless debate in the craps community. Can dice setting actually create a player advantage? Between the grip, the load, the launch, and the landing, the sources of variation seem endless. But if we can minimize those variables with consistent technique, can we actually find an edge? How many rolls can a specific set survive before the dreaded 7 ends the run? We're putting the physics to the test and collecting the raw data. Is it skill or just plain luck? Let's find out on this episode of What Are the Odds? Good day to you. I hope you're doing fantastic today. If you're new to the channel, we roll out a specific dice set. In today's video, it'll be the 4141. And we will throw this dice set continuously until we roll a 7 10 times. So on our first roll here, we're going to log a 6. We'll put that into our dice tracker. And in the interest of time, we'll speed things up and then break down the data on the other side. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you soon. So let's take a look at how the 4141 performed against the 7. We expected a total of 60 rolls. We came in just short of that, leaning toward a neutral dice set, given just 57 rolls. And you can see our longest streak here between 7s coming out was 18. So let's go look at it by the roll count. So with the 7 being our waterline here, we actually had 2 numbers that performed favorable to the 7 just based on number of rolls. Those being the 9 and the 6. Now statistically, in regards to standard deviation, our best performing numbers, respectively, were the 9, the 6, and the 11. And those each outperformed their expected number of rolls. On the flip side, our 3 worst performing numbers with the greatest amount of deviation from the standard were the 8, 3, and 2, respectively. The 8 was almost 5 rolls short of meeting its standard, and the 2 never emerged once. Let's pull these together and look at them as sisters. Our sisters tell a story of mediocrity here overall. Our only performing sisters, which beat the standard, were the 5 and the 9. All the others fell just under 2 rolls short of the standard. And our hardways, even though they almost met expectations, did have mixed performance. We saw favoritism with the hard 4 and hard 6, and we saw no hard 8s or hard 10s. And lastly, over to our horns. These came up short, almost 3 rolls short of meeting expectations. And again, we had mixed performance. Opposite of our hardways, our lower numbers, the 2 and the 3, did not show, with the exception of a single 3. And our 11 and 12 did show up and actually exceeded expectations there. Of the 7 horns that we did throw, we only had 1 consecutive hit, and we were never able to trigger a CE bet to run it into a horn to parlay it into a hit. So let's sum up this 4141 dice set. In regards to strategy, this is a very neutral dice set, only 57 rolls versus the standard 60 we expected. And looking at it by the numbers, the 9 and the 6 were the only 2 to outperform the 7 and the standard, and the only other 2 numbers to beat the standard were the 11 and 12. Our hardways nearly met expectations. They were less than a roll short of the standard, and our hard 4 and 6 did exceed expectations, while the 8 and 10 never rolled once. And our horns underperformed, nearly falling 3 rolls short of the standard. And we only produced 1 see a horn, bet a horn hit. But unfortunately, we're not able to go back-to-back-to-back hits. And that's going to do it for this episode of the 4141 Rollout. As always, I thank you kindly for joining me. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And I look forward to you joining me on the next episode of What Are the Odds?